Hello again. It is almost universally acknowledged, even by his own party, that Keir Starmer is far and away the worst British Prime Minister in living memory. Ted Heath was hopeless, Gordon Brown was abysmal, Liz Truss was even worse. But Starmer still leads by a country mile in the lousy Prime Minister stakes. That being generally agreed, attacking his premiership should really be like shooting against an open goal. It really ought to be a doddle to score point after point, which makes it all the more baffling that the leader of the opposition seems to be quite incapable of conducting effective criticism of, let alone actually injuring, Starmer and his government. She should be annihilating the Prime Minister at question time in the Commons and exposing him and his policies to general ridicule. She is, however, either unable or unwilling to do so. This is very worrying. Nigel Farage is riding high in the polls because he knows what many ordinary people want and tells them that he will give it to them. This should be the business of the leader of the opposition, really, and the fact that she's failing to do so leads me to conclude that she simply isn't up to the job. The next general election is 4 years away, and if we take it for granted that Starmer and his gang will most probably have trashed the economy and wrecked the country by that time, then in the usual way of things, the Tories would be expected to romp home. So they might and still could, but not under the leadership of Kemi Badenoch. There's nothing actually wrong with the woman, you understand, by which I mean that she is acute enough intellectually and very well informed, and has also had experience in government. It's just that she lacks that instinct which good leaders possess, the instinct to lead forcefully and perhaps be a little ruthless. What the Conservatives need right now is somebody who will take on and defeat not only Keir Starmer, but also anybody else who might be a possible contender for Prime Minister at the next election. And it's pretty clear that Kemi Badenoch is not that person. It's a pity because she's a perfectly pleasant and personable young woman and a very good MP. But I fear that in the modern world, especially at this juncture, being competent and good natured is not quite enough to make an effective leader of the opposition. There's still time for the Tories to change Badenoch for somebody with a little more of the necessary killer instinct, because, as I say, there is likely to be at least 4 years before the next general election. If they go into it with Kemi Badenoch at the helm, though, I seriously doubt if the result will be a clear-cut victory for one party or the other. I'm sure that very few of us wish to see another coalition. We had enough of that with David Cameron and Nick Clegg. There's still time to spare, but if they really want to win the election, then the Conservatives need to be giving some serious thought to whom they might appoint leader instead of the woman who presently holds the post.